All right, so David and I went and saw A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. David, what did you think?
It's hard not to say that this isn't a beautiful movie.
Yes, I
For
agree.
sure.
I agree.
Uh, just listening to the song as like in going into this kind of puts me in a moment. You know, you think back to like the moments in the movie when you listen to a song like that. Or at least I do. I loved this movie, a lot, for a lot of different reasons. What did you think?
I thought I liked it as well. It's a very sombering movie. It's a very, down to earth movie. And it humanizes the characters in a very good manner to where you feel sad or upset for them, and they make the characters vulnerable. I mean, you felt like you were just like a third party that was there. That was really well done, I thought. And then on top of that, I liked kind of the foreshadowing that goes on throughout the entire film for the climax. And then I also liked how the camera work was done, where if it was done from the perspective of Bradley Cooper's character Jackson, who is kind of an alcoholic, whenever the camera was from his perspective, it was blurry or out of focus, and I really liked that. It was very appealing, but it was done in an aesthetically way where it wasn't going to make you sick, right? And I don't know. I like the movie a lot. I like the plot line. I have not seen the first 3 of these movies, but I really liked how it all came together, and it was definitely a sombering movie. I think it put me in a position where I was like, whoa, and I felt like it was just very well done. I don't know who is necessarily going to win an Oscar in this movie. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of awards handed out. There may even be Grammys handed out for this movie. I don't know. So, but I would say definitely, as somebody who has not really, I don't know if he's directed any other movie or produced any other movie, but Bradley Cooper definitely may win an award for that, and then Lady Gaga may win an award for acting. I don't know, or, Bradley Cooper may win it for acting. I don't know, but Bradley Cooper basically put together this whole movie, which was really cool. Because I didn't know that he directed and produced it and stuff until at the end of the movie.
I didn't know that either.
Because I saw that in the credits and I was stunned. So, what else did you think, David?
I think they did a really good job of staying away from like over dramatizing the movie. Like it was an in-depth enough way to look at the characters to where it didn't need to be specifically dramatic. Like you could feel where the characters were coming from. Like especially for me, I felt like the Bradley Cooper character at points I was like, this guy is just really cool. I could picture myself as what this guy is. And at other points I could look at it and say like, this guy's life is awful. Like I don't want to be like that as well. I don't know. It's really easy to put yourself in the place of this movie. Another thing that I also liked is that the coloring of, I guess, the scenes with drinking, which is kind of similar to what you said. You said while he was drinking, but I mean like they kind of made alcohol or booze kind of enticing by the way that they have the lighting and everything with it. I thought that was neat. And the music. I mean, just straight up, the music in this film is phenomenal. I don't know who wrote most of these songs. I don't know if Lady Gaga was a part of that writing, but it was really good.
I totally agree with that. I don't know who wrote them either, but The writing of the songs fit the movie well, but then it wasn't just the song for the movie. You know, a lot of songs they make, and it's strictly for a movie. This played out in a way where it wasn't just for the film. Like, this song can be listened to outside of the film. And then the other thing I noticed with the songs is, you know, obviously you could someone could call this a musical, right? Because all the songs played into the movie very nicely. But it didn't come off as your happy go get a music video or musical, right? So it wasn't a La La Land where it was, I mean, that was a musical.
Mm-hmm.
It was done in a way where the song was out in a performance, or it was between those two where they were like, oh, how do you hear this song, right? And it was all about like the songwriting and how it also grew their relationship. It started and grew their relationship. And I thought that was really cool. It wasn't just, we're in the middle of a breakup, so now we're going to start singing a song. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was a good portion of it. Lady Gaga's performance was really, really good in this. I'd say the whole first half, she probably had to do a little bit more acting than in the second half of this film, but I think she did a really good job of portraying a normal, non-famous person.
See, but I don't know. I felt like she still did a lot of acting in the second half as well, because that's not really who she is in the second half either.
Well,
she's not this sellout artist. I know like people make her out to be, but she's really not. If you've looked at her musical history, maybe her first album, but like outside of that.
But I don't mean who she was in this film. I mean the way that she acted, as in like she's a much more confident person who it's a hard thing, I think, to act confidence out, like having no confidence or being like someone who's prepared to be in front of a crowd and ready versus someone who's not. I think there's a big difference there.
That's true. I mean, you're right. It does come a little more natural to somebody who has been in front of a crowd. But I don't know. I just felt like she still did a good job acting. I mean, the saddenness in the end and everything like that, I felt like everything she did was well done. And I totally think Bradley Cooper killed it. And I'm very glad, and this is something that I touched on afterwards. I was talking to somebody, and I said, you know, the one aspect of this film that I really liked is that Bradley Cooper really hasn't been in a film that's not where he's a cartoon raccoon in 3 years now. So it's been a long time since his face has been on the big screen. And to go in there and act that way, and he also, you know, back in the day, he always had the same female counterpart, which was Jennifer Lawrence. And for the first time ever, he was with a different female counterpart, Lady Gaga, and he was singing. And he did a really good job at it. I mean, I was looking at some of the comments on social media and things like that, and people were saying that he should just go into music. Obviously, I disagree with them, but he did a really good job.
Yeah, I loved his performance. I don't know. Something about it was just incredible. I think it was just how real he was as a character.
So,
who was Andrew Dice Clay in this? I didn't recognize him in the movie. I don't remember seeing him.
Who's Andrew Dice Clay?
He's a comedian that's from like New York or Boston. He'll talk like this to you, and he'll say some weird things. But I don't remember seeing him in there.
Could it have been her father?
Oh, you know,
It's definitely who it was.
I wonder if that's who it was.
Yes. That is her father.
I did not realize. He looked so different when he was like, oh, that's weird.
Yep. Her father.
Okay.
I thought so.
Dang. That's a good performance on his part, because that is nothing like what his actual character is in real, or his persona is in real life.
I don't know. Come on. He had the typical New York, Brooklyn, Boston accent going on.
Yeah, but he was like a straight-laced, clean-cut guy at the same time.
True. But he did have the accent and everything.
Did he? I don't remember
and so
that.
her accent came out a little bit too. At points, I could hear her accent heavily, and I went, interesting, but because I don't even know where she's supposed to be from in the film. So, anyways, pretty good movie. David, what would you rank this out of 10?
I got a lot of backlash for my last one, but I can't give this a 10 out of 10 just because I have seen better movies. So I will land this at a 9 out of 10 for me.
Plus, nothing's perfect.
Right. Well, I would give some movies a 10 out of 10 even if it wasn't perfect.
Like what movie, David?
For some reason, the first one that comes to mind is like Finding Nemo.
Really?
I love Finding Nemo
surprised.
so much.
I thought you were going to say the Spaceman movie that you listed.
Rocket Man?
Yeah. It's
well, that one
movie.
is beyond ratings.
It's so bad. Don't ever see that movie.
Disney's Rocket Man. Look it up with Harlan Williams as if you think Bradley Cooper or Lady Gaga did good here, you haven't seen the best of Disney.
It's
Rocket Man.
So bad. Anyways, I would personally give A Star is Born, let's say an 8.3.
That's very specific.
Yes, 8.3.
Is there anything that they could have done that would have bumped it to an 8.4, 8.5? Is there anything that you can be critical of in this, or is it just it didn't quite do it for you?
They could have concentrated a little less on stage performances and a little more on the building of the relationship. Even, when he's trying to recover from alcoholism, they could have done a little more building on that rather than spending time on stage. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely some parts where they could have changed and done a little better. I don't know. But 8.3, that's really good. I don't normally rate things that high.
I know you don't.
So 8.3, and I'm going to stick with that.
All right.